Okay, so I finally got a chance to see the new Haruki Murakami film adaptation, Drive My Car by Ryusuke Hamaguchi, and I can safely say that we can add this one to the pile of excellent adaptations of Murakami's work. First off, this film does the smart thing and chooses to not only adapt but expand on the original short story, taking the themes present in the text and really filling in the canvas to explore those ideas to even greater depths. I think this is the best way to adapt Murakami's stories to film, as his novels are so specific in pacing and narrative that it would be a real task to try and translate that into a 2 or 3 hour piece of visual media. I haven't seen all of the film adaptations of Murakami's work, but of the ones I've seen, Burning and Drive My Car have succeeded in standing on their own, whereas Norwegian Wood had a much weaker effect on me than the book that inspired it. The short story Drive My Car, which is contained in Murakami's short story collection Men Without Women, serves as a fairly simple meditation on grief and identity, chronicling an actor and playwright whose wife has passed away speaking to his driver about the nature of their relationship and his complicated feelings towards her after her passing. Hamaguchi's adaptation follows the same events but gives us a more detailed backdrop with which to explore these ideas. Outside of the main character's conversations with his driver, we also get to see him go through the auditions, rehearsals, and eventual performance of his newest play, an adaptation of Anton Chekhov's Uncle Vanya. Through this process, we're introduced to the actors in the play, as well as 2 of the main characters' co-supervisors of the production, which allows Hamaguchi to explore the ideas and themes present in the story from multiple vantage points. Much like the title of the short story collection from which Drive My Car was taken, the film examines what it means to exist apart from a loved one, and how our relationships with others forms and alters our core identity and perceptions of ourselves. The main character grieves from his wife's passing, but with the knowledge that she regularly pursued other men and chose to keep that information from her husband rather than confessing and having a conversation about it. On the day that she dies, before our main character leaves the house, his wife comes up to him and asks if they can have a talk when he arrives back home. Knowing what the contents of that conversation are likely to be, he avoids going home for as long as possible because he knows that their relationship may never be the same again. When he finally comes back, he finds his wife collapsed on the floor, stricken from the earth from a brain hemorrhage. With his wife gone, he grapples with his emotions towards her, simultaneously feeling betrayed by her infidelity and riddled with guilt for not coming home sooner and potentially being able to save her. I don't want to go too much further into the details of the plot, but what I can say is that this film does an excellent job of portraying the complexities of human emotions and provides some truly insightful thoughts about what it means to really know someone, and how our inability to completely know them informs our ability to know ourselves. As much as we can really love another person, there will always be things about them that we don't and can't understand, and these blind spots in our understanding can be infinitely frustrating and torturous to a point. How could someone who claims to love you so much hurt you so badly? And beyond that, how can they live with themselves and continue to exist as if nothing has happened, revealing no remorse or indication that their actions have altered their ability to function at all? There's a moment later on in the film that follows the short story pretty much beat for beat, and it gets to the heart of this issue. In the short story, Murakami writes that, "The proposition that we can look into another person's heart with perfect clarity strikes me as a fool's game. I don't care how well we think we should understand them, or how much we love them. All it can do is cause us pain. Examining your own heart, however, is another matter. I think it's possible to see what's in there if you work hard enough at it. So in the end, maybe that's the challenge, to look inside your own heart as perceptively and seriously as you can, and to make peace with what you find there. If we hope to truly see another person, we have to start by looking within ourselves." The film is pretty titanic in length, a minute shy of 3 hours, but the pacing and slow burn effect allows the audience to achieve an almost meditative state, as the truths and intentions of the movie start to reveal themselves and coalesce so beautifully at its apex. If you're not one for slow movies, this will most definitely not be for you, but as far as I'm concerned, I felt more and more engrossed as the movie went on, and I think the way Hamaguchi fills up the time is very clearly purposeful and appropriate. Some movies can cram a smorgasbord of visual and auditory confection into 3 hours and still come away seeming so empty and hollow compared to what's accomplished here with such spare brushstrokes. Overall, I think this is a remarkable adaptation, and I hope that more people are able to see this sooner rather than later. If you're already a Murakami fan, I think you'll enjoy this a lot, and if you aren't, I think there's a lot to grasp onto outside of what's pulled directly from the text. Great performances, beautiful cinematography, and masterful direction to bring it all together. I loved it, and I hope that we get to see more adaptations of Murakami short stories in the near future. Thanks.